This solar panel is made of rubber. I don't know how that's going to work. Listen to this. Can you see that? I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but it's got like this rubbery coating on it. I've never seen a solar panel like this before. I'm quite excited to try this out. This solar panel's made by Ecoflow, and along with this monocrystalline silicone solar panel, they also sent me the brand new Ecoflow River 2. So new, in fact, they made me promise not to release this video until today. But before we talk about the new EcoPro River 2 in detail, I'm busting to try out this rubbery, silicone-y solar panel. So let's start this video by trying out this solar panel whilst the sun is in the sky. Ecoflow River 2 Pro coming right up. Look at this. This thing is amazing. Some really amazing features. I'm really excited to show you. But let's see how that solar panel works whilst the sun is out. Oh, and to plug it in, you simply plug it in and back. A really nice long cable. Let's take this inside the van because out here it's a bit bright, you won't be able to see the screen properly. Well, typical of the British weather, a cloud has come by and kind of blocking the sun. So whilst we wait for that cloud to pass, let's jump back in the van and take a look at the new Ecoflow River 2 in full detail. Wow, look at that. Even in these cloudy conditions, I'm getting, well, you can see 77 watts. That's pretty impressive. Brilliant. And it's quite a cloudy day, so on a sunny day I'd imagine you'd get a lot more than that. That solar panel is really impressive, I have to say. Now, one other thing about this solar panel is it comes with a really nice case, and this case doubles up as a stand. But as you saw, I didn't actually need to use the stand, I simply leant it up against my van. I'm quite happy to do that. There we go. Just simply goes into this really nice case, and the zip looks waterproof to me. Can't say for sure. If you look at the zip, it does actually look quite neat and waterproof looking. Not sure if it is waterproof, but it certainly has got a feel of quality about it. So with that out of the way, let's take a detailed look at the brand new Ecoflow River 2. So let's take a little look at what you actually get in the box with your Ecoflow River 2. Obviously you get the Ecoflow River 2, which is extremely light. I can actually hold this out at arm's length, no problem at all. And I'm really surprised by this because inside that box there's something missing. But first let's talk about what you actually get. You get a mains charger lead, and you also get a 12 volt cigarette light socket type charging lead as well. Now, when I first opened the box, I was quite surprised. I thought, hang on, there's something missing. Where's the brick to charge it with? Well, the surprising thing is the brick is actually built into it, so you don't need a charging adapter. You simply take your mains charging cable and plug it straight in via the 3-pin plug, rather like you would a kettle, although this doesn't use as much power as a kettle. And I've not seen this feature on any other solar generator or power pack. That I really like, because I've got so many of those bricks kicking around now, it does get a little bit confusing. I've even lost one. Anyway, built-in charging brick, that's a definite winning feature for me. Now, this actually has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but more about that later. Now, obviously also in the box you get the instruction manual, well worth reading. And heading straight to the back of this manual, let's take a look at some of the general features of this power pack. Well, just had a massive downpour, got totally soaking wet, getting everything in from outside. Anyway, it's stopped raining now, so let's take a quick look at some of the specifications of the Ecoflow River 2. Now, at the heart of this unit we have a 20 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, or LiPo 4, so that should give us an estimated 3,000 life cycles, charge cycles I should say. the life expectancy is actually 10 years of the battery inside this unit, so I really don't think that's too bad at all. Now, to charge that battery, like I mentioned earlier, we have a 240 volt inlet and also a 12 volt DC inlet, but it doesn't end here. One thing I didn't mention is at the front we have a 60 amp USB-C port. So not only can you charge your laptop using this unit, but you can also use your laptop charger to charge this as well. Allow me to demonstrate. Now, the other end of this lead is plugged into my USB socket underneath my sink, and as you can see, it's actually started to charge it. Not very quickly though. I think it's only drawing, so it's drawing 9 watts through this, but then the outlet on this is only, I think, 5 volts 2 amps. So this is a 5 volt 2 amp outlet, and it's charging it at 9 watts. Not bad. It may take a little while to charge it, but it's still charging nonetheless. I think that's a fantastic little feature, one I've not seen on any other solar generator. And it started raining again. Let me just shut my door because everything's getting wet. Now, either side of this USB-C port we also have these 2 regular USB outlets, and the one thing I've noticed about this is there's no actual on-off switch for either of these. When it's switched on, these are live all the time. The 12 volt outlet though, you have got a separate switch, as you have with the 240 volt outlet. Now here's where things get really impressive. Now this has a 300 watt 240 outlet and with a surge of 600 watts. All from this tiny little box. Incredible. So with all that out of the way, let's plug this in and put it to the test. And it just so happens I've still got my cool box in my van, and this cool box can actually run off 12 volt or 240 volts. So I'm going to use this to test out the EcoFlow River 2 just to see what it performs like. So first let's try the 12 volt socket on this to see what happens when we plug this fridge in. I'm just going to stand that up there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe move over here a bit. Might be a bit wonky. A little bit unstable. A bit like me. Alright, let's plug in the 12 volt then. Turn this on. We'll see what this power hungry fridge draws. It is only a cheap one from Aldi's, so it does draw a lot of power, and I've got it switched on max just to make this video. Well, there you go. It says it's drawing 48 watts. And the nice thing about this, that it actually tells you how long it will run for at the current state of draw. So it's telling me it's going to run for 2 hours, which isn't bad considering it's only 50% charged. I think that's quite impressive. Right, so that's the 12 volt side of things. As you can see, it works perfectly fine. Let's turn it off. We'll plug in our 240 volt supply. Now the other thing about this is that this plug socket is at the top, it's not at the bottom. So when you plug something into it, the cable comes out the top. Being like this, rather than having the plug at the bottom, it means, let me just unplug this and I'll show you what I mean, you can actually plug in a charger in this as well, a laptop charger. So if you've got an Apple charger like this, on some of these smaller power packs, because the plug socket is at the bottom and that way up, you can't actually get them in because you have to lift it up. And Becky pointed this out. So with this one, because it's that way up, the Apple charger actually fits in it no problem. That is a really nice thing, and like I say, Rebecca absolutely loves that feature. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to lose this to Becky. Right, let's plug that in, turn this on, see how much that draws. There you go, it started up straight away, and we're drawing 63 watts, and it says here that it's only going to last 1 hour. There you go. So the fridge actually draws more when it's on 240 volt. Interesting. Moral of the story, stick to using 12 volts. So there you go, it passes the cool box test. Fully charged, this would probably run this cool box for around about 4 hours. So let's take a look at how long it actually takes to charge the EcoFlow River 2. Here's a little clip I filmed earlier. So it's saying to recharge it, it's going to take 34 minutes from 40%. So let's see how long it does actually take. Well, there's no such thing as free electricity. I've had to actually work for this. But I really appreciate Bob letting me use his power socket anyway. Now, in case you're wondering how comes the EcoFlow is able to charge so fast, look at the watts it's pulling in. It's pulling in 330 32 watts, 33 watts, and it's almost at 94% charged. Downside is though, there is a fan running. You can just hear that fan. Let's have a look at the time, at 28 minutes. Wow, that's pretty close, I think. But like I say, there is a fan running, so it is noisy compared to the Jackery, which is completely silent, although it's only pulling in 42 watts. So I guess the downside of pulling that much power is that there is that fan running in the background. So whether or not you'll be able to get away with charging this stealthily inside a like a coffee shop is a bit doubtful. But they're going inside a coffee shop, they're normally quite noisy with people talking and whatever. The Jackery you could definitely get away with charging that stealthily in a coffee shop. It's completely silent, although you might be in a coffee shop a whole lot longer. Well, both these units are charging from the mains power there, you can see. So let's see which one finishes charging first. The All Powers is at 96% and the Jackery is at, let's just light that up, 97%. And according to the Ecoflow, we've got 5 minutes left to go. So at 99% to go, it's saying 31 minutes it's been charging for. So it's pretty close. Let's see what happens when it clicks over to 100%. I've got a funny feeling it's going to happen pretty soon. There's a Jackery. Still at 97, I'm afraid. Now the main difference between the Jackery and the Ecoflow, of course, is the battery that's inside them. The Ecoflow has LiPo4 batteries, which can absorb a lot of energy very quickly, whereas the Jackery has only got the lithium batteries in it. So you've got lithium ion and lithium iron phosphate. That's the big difference. But mind you, saying that, the Jackery is probably a good 2 years old now. Nevertheless, it just goes to show the difference between lithium ion and lithium iron phosphate. Well, the wattage is dropping, so I've got a funny feeling we're nearly at full charge. Well, the Ecoflow is fully charged. Let's just stop that. 38 minutes, so it was a little bit out, tiny little bit out. Jackery is still at 99%, so pretty close really, pretty close call. But the Ecoflow won. So I guess you could say you could take this timer with a little bit of a pinch of salt. It's rather an estimation rather than an approximation. Now it's fair to say the fan on the Ecoflow probably sounded a little bit noisier than it actually is due to the sensitivity of the microphone on my camera. Plus it does need that fan because it does charge super quick. I mean, you can charge the Ecoflow in 1 hour from flat, whereas the little Jackery takes 5.5 hours. So I think we can forgive Ecoflow for having a little bit of a noisy fan purely on that basis. And plus Ecoflow assure me they're working to make that fan a lot quieter. Right, so let's take a look at the one thing that really did blow my mind with this little tiny unit. Not only has this got Bluetooth, it's also got Wi-Fi connectivity as well. So let's take a little look at the app. Here's the app that comes with it, and as you can see, it's really easy to visualize how much charge this has got. Oh, just gone down. There you go, look at that. And this app was really easy to download, super simple to install. Now on the home screen you can see it's got the state of charge of the main battery. And when we flick it across, you can actually control it as well. So I can turn my fridge on using my phone. Theoretically, let's try it. Yep, there you go. So it started straight away. I just simply touched this little button here and it turned the fridge on. And if I go, oh yeah, and it does tell you, it tells you what it's drawing as well. You know, 49 watts. Brilliant. Now you can't turn the USB outlets on and off because there is no on and off switch for them. They are permanently live. And another thing, that the timer is more accurate than it is on the display. On the display it's telling me I've got 2 hours, but on my phone it's telling me I've got 1 hour and 46 minutes. So that's a little bit more precise. Well worth downloading the app. Absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to turn the fridge off now. We don't want to flatten it. How simple is that to use? Fantastic. Now if you are interested in getting your hands on an Ecoflow River 2, I will leave a link in the description of this video purely for your convenience. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Ta-da for now.